Yeah.
But talk to some of the wideouts today about their situation. You mentioned up in Chicago that you think it's the deepest pool receivers that you've been here. Can you elaborate on that a little bit in terms of what you saw in the summer with the newcomers added in and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I mean, these freshmen that are coming in are unbelievably talented. Obviously, they're still swimming a little bit, trying to learn the plays, and but ultimately, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of talent, and they're very hungry and they're very willing to be coached, which is very refreshing and very nice to see. So they're definitely pushing the older guys, but the older guys are really kind of raising the bar at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Nate, you've been on several award watch lists, most recently the AFCA Good Works team. What do all these watch lists mean to you?
I mean, it feels good to be on some watch lists, but also, I mean, I understand that it doesn't really mean anything. And again, all these watch lists are kind of just a reflection of the team, because really, as a quarterback, I've said before, you're only as good as the guys around you. I mean, no matter what watch list it is. So, I mean, I understand that they don't mean much. It's nice to get a little bit of recognition for the team, but I know that we have to really come out to play to get some of these accolades and stuff, but we're really going for team awards.
Do you think this should be a bowl team?
Absolutely. I feel like in the last few years we should have been that level, but I don't think by any means that's our ceiling. I think to say a bowl team is really kind of setting ourselves short, because I think this team has a very high ceiling, and I'd be disappointed with just that many wins. So I mean, we're really pushing to get a lot more than that.
Why is it a bowl team? We haven't seen it since 2007.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see that makes you feel that way?
Well, first of all, I think our seniors have 100% buy-in, which I don't know if I could fully say in years before. And I mean, Coach has just been really kind of talking to us leaders, us senior leaders especially, that it's our team, not his team. So he's kind of, managing us, but we're leading the team. And I think that's definitely different than years past. He doesn't have to set the tone nearly as much as he had before. We got guys like Anthony Cassar running around there, getting guys fired up. And, the O-line setting a high standard with Feeney and Spriggs. And defensively, guys really, TJ and Tigray really setting the tone, those linebackers. And, across the board, Dutra. So I think, first of all, we're working hard, but we've always worked hard. But again, Coach always says, and it's so true, we're working with a purpose. We know what we're aiming for, and we have good leaders to do it. So I think the leadership is definitely going to take us that next step.
And how important is that senior leadership on the offensive line in front of you? Obviously, a huge component to your background.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I couldn't be more happy with the older guys we have, especially, but our whole O-line. And we've really set a standard on the O-line, especially that these young freshmen, if they don't play up to the standard that Feeney, Spriggs, Jake Reed are playing at, and Ralston before he ended, but if they don't play at the level that they've set the tone for, set the standard for, they're held accountable, and it's not acceptable, which is very good to see. And the rest of the team, we need to really follow that template, because the way the O-line's been doing it starts with Coach Wilson and Coach Fry. They've really set a high standard, and they've really been the core of our success on offense the last few years. So.
To kind of go along with that, I mean, how important has it been for a place like Indiana to build that foundation up front, where you see the heavyweights of this conference, year in year out can kind of reload, and they're kind of known for the bodies up front. I mean, how important has it been for this program to kind of build that foundation up front?
It's been huge. I mean, especially the Big Ten, it's a very much up front league. It's a in the trenches league. And even though we like to spread it around and pass the ball around and get the ball in space, you have to win, with a good O-line, D-line, with good fronts, because that really sets the tone of the game. You can control the game. You can really kind of take the will out of people when guys are smashing people up. So it's really fun to see those guys really set the tone, and we definitely understand the importance, and that's what Coach Wilson's really been stressing and done a great job recruiting those guys and developing them.
How important is that group right now? I mean, you talked about there's some things to work out at right receiver, at tight end, maybe even a little bit at running back. How important is it to just kind of have that baseline that you can rely on the O-line? You just kind of don't have to worry about that.
Oh, it's huge, because I mean, again, as a quarterback, you can't do anything if you don't have time to throw the ball, and receivers are not going to get any touches when you can't protect for a little bit, and running backs aren't going to run very much without a hole. So I mean, it's really the foundation, the base of everything. If the O-line's really clicking well, I think we're going to have success in another aspect of the game. So I mean, it's really what Coach Wilson's emphasized. It's great O-line play, and they've answered that call, and they're doing extraordinary.
You feel like you're